And as some say, data is the new gold. Telcos are using data to improve customer experience, increase revenue, and improve customer retention. But adopting new strategies to leverage big data doesn't come without its hurdles and also challenges. Here to give us some insight into the journey towards leveraging data are Asif Muhammad Iqbal. He's head of Data and AI CoE, that at Maxis. And on the end, we also have Rakuten Symphony's Faiq Khan. He's Senior Vice President of Global Sales, OSS. And gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Well, thanks for being here. Of course, we're here at FutureNet Asia in Singapore, so it's good to have both of you on the session, but also giving us your time today. I want to start with you, Asif, if you don't mind. Telcos leveraging data, leveraging AI to improve customer experience, to increase revenue and improve customer retention, as I mentioned in the aforementioned introduction. Can you give us an example of how that's happening right now?
So, it's not only data, right? So, when telco is doing the business, it's always about these three things, right? How we can increase our profitability and how we improve our efficiency and also increase the customer experience. And when you're making any decision, that needs to be backed by data and and if you go one more step, it's now we are all talking about AI. So every step should be backed by data. That's the operating model everyone is going forward. Yeah.
Yeah, Asif nailed it. I think as much as it needs to be very customer-centric and operators and telcos needs to remain focused at how it helps in their business revenue streams and customer satisfaction, customer delight, or providing more services to customers, I do believe that telcos still have a little bit of work to go on the infrastructure level and do the right elements on the architecture level so that they can provide the best output of the data. I do believe in the industry today there's no shortage of data, but due to still operating with a lot of legacy, getting the most output of this data is still a challenge. We all talk about AIization, and that helps, but it's still groundwork and framework is required. I believe so. Much more improvement required.
Yeah, good segue, by the way. Asif, I wanted to ask you about governance challenges that exist right now when telcos are leveraging data analytics, AI, and machine learning. Again, give us some insight into that for those folks that are watching that are not as astute as you are.
So, the data, telco is in a very interesting situation, right? Interesting position. So, telco has lots of privacy-sensitive data dealing with. They have lots of IDs. And even we, as a telco, we know that what type of website people are going, what type of apps are doing. These are telling about the person's mindset, person's psychology. And these are very sensitive information, right? Even telco can tell you who is searching about what type of health issue and all this, right? Of course, there is a regulation, like European Union has the GDPR. And so if I come back to this part of the world, in Malaysia, we had the PDPA, and the government is working on it to come out with a new regulation, right? And sometimes these regulations are not very clear. Sometimes it's some places there is a opportunity for interpretation, which makes a bit challenging, right? So what you can do, what you cannot do, it's kind of a dilemma, right? So this is one of the area I think is a bit challenging, but operator can always follow the ethical practice. That what as a custodian of my customers' data, what I can do, what I should do, what I should not do. And another part is every time you should tell to your customer that what data you are collecting, how you are using it. So that will build the trust. That will create the more sustainable relationship with the data subject, or in our sense, it's our subscriber, and we can move ahead from there.
Faiq, let's talk more about customer trust and really ensuring data security. So where do you stand on that, and kind of where we are in the pendulum there? How front and forward is that?
I think I take this question as a subscriber first. In the end of the day, I'm a subscriber of a telco as well. And, it's in human nature that some are more open and some are more closed. I, as a subscriber, I know that today what the value of this data and how it can help me. So I'm very open about it on a personal level, that how it helps. So I feel that it's already a 6 to 8 out of 10, that this is not an issue, non-issue. Does it have some privacy issues? Yes, but that's the modern tech era we are living in. However, as Asif highlighted, it's still, as an association, the environment, the technology, we are still lagging a bit. So I do believe that there's some standardization, and governments and regulatory authorities has to be more working. Rightly so highlighted that in Asia and some parts of the world, it's more peculiar and particular versus some others. So I think as an industry, it's still a 5. On a personal level, I feel that it's a matter of time that these things will help us more than have a privacy issue. So I'm pretty open, but that's my personal opinion.
Well, let me get one more comment from both of you. I'll start with Asif. As far as telcos leveraging data for progressing AI, ML, and such, what's an area that telcos should be focusing on more that we're not necessarily talking about?
It's actually depends on the maturity of the market and the operator. It's very hard to tell in general form. Even in the same market, some operators are very advanced. So some you can see that they are literally using the data and AI for every single thing. Very advanced. Even if you look into their financials, you can also realize that, okay, how come their EBITDA is so high, right? So that also tells that how they're using the modern tech, the data and analytics and AI. So it's bit challenging, but the if you look into the overall journey of all the mobile operator, most of the telco operator is starting with the marketing side, like the personalization campaign and all this, analyzing the customer's profile. Based on that, they're offering more personalized offer, and slowly they move into the more complex use case like the network forecasting, then optimization and all this. Yeah.
An area maybe, Faiq, that telco should be focusing on more?
So I believe that data is there, information is there. I think telcos and various OTT players and enterprises needs to come and collaborate more. I think there's a little bit of next edge work is required on this in our technology. Let's take an example. I left one meeting. I knew I'm going to Marina Bay Sands, coming to FutureNet Asia. Yes, I still use some navigation and some asking that, okay, now I'm inside the building, where do I go? Ideally, if you think about it, from my app, which I use Grab to grab a taxi and walking till here, I think there is a room with the collaboration of the data between telcos and enterprises and all these applications we use, that how this can be the future, that all could have been automated on my device. And I strongly believe that that's the future. That's where we are heading to. But that's where I would like us or the telco sector or the society, the technology companies to work towards. That's where, we as the disruptor and challenger, we have been in the market, we do a lot of work, but that's where the future is. And I believe more and more telcos will go on these personalized services for creating the real value on your subscribers and users' life and creating a change. And that's where the change is, because it's about those minute seconds or little differences the technology can really make in our lives. So very much looking forward to that, an area to continue working and striving for.
Well, certainly data and data quality is an area we've been covering here today and tomorrow. But making that data actionable is a completely different story. So, we'll be talking about that probably in the years to come. Faiq, thanks for your time and being with us. And Asif, nice to meet you, by the way. You have not too long of a trip back to Kuala Lumpur, I think. Okay, we have a much longer trip back to New York, but thanks again for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Lovely talking to you guys. Thank you.